Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm just leaving work. I'm actually south of Minneapolis, St. Paul, 160 miles to the farmhouse. Right now it's 39 degrees outside, which is the average high for this time of year. It's Friday. On Sunday, down here anyway, the high is 64 degrees. So that's like, wow. I don't know what it's going to be up at the farmhouse, and I'll be coming back south on Sunday, but anyway, it's going to be a nice weekend. Well, I've just been hanging out with Melissa in there. I think Jurassic Park is on right now. I don't know. I've been doing comments on YouTube. And like usual, when I haven't seen her all week, I usually just spend my time with her. But right now I'm about to jump in the shower, and it's about 9 o'clock. Melissa has a full gallon of water sitting here that she filled up. I think that means I have to go check the chickens. I'll do that after my shower. Okay everyone, well, it's about 10:30. Just let the dogs out for the last time. It's time for us to go to bed. Good morning everybody. I've actually been up for quite a while. Just decided now to let Chunk out here. And then I'll let Joni out in a couple of minutes. It's a real nice morning. It's already up into the upper 20s. I think we're supposed to get to the lower 40s today. But that wind keeps picking up. That's, like I said in a previous video, that's spring in Minnesota. You smell those other dogs, Chunk? I didn't show in the last video. Actually, I had it on a video clip, but I cut that one out, of the damage they did to the chairs here. It was just these top cushions, but I mean, it'll work fine for in here for the dogs to sit on for now, but they ruined them. They didn't do anything to the rest of the chair, just the cushions. Joni, I think, goes in next week. She has heartworms, so they put her on something here for a while, and now she has to go in and get the first of, I think, of 3 treatments, and I think that's this week, and she actually has to stay overnight at the veterinarian, and then for 6 weeks we can't let her run around like that. She's going to have to stay in a kennel. When we bring her outside to use the bathroom, she has to stay on a leash. She will not be able to run around, and that's going to be so hard for her because she's such an active dog. Chunk is getting better around the cats, but he still can't really be trusted. Somebody did bring up in the comments off the last video that we should zip tie the corners of the kennel, which we have done many times on the collapsible ones, but this one here, you can see it has a steel rod that goes right down through eye holes all the way down, so they can't get the corners apart. Well, I don't have a whole lot planned up here this time since I'm only really up here for today as a full day. But I think later on I want to get in here and pull the plugs on the Farmall here and get them cleaned up, or see if I want to get new ones. Because remember when I was pushing snow last time, the last couple of times it's been running kind of rough. So anyway, I opened up the garage door because it's always when it's starting to get warmer outside and it's been cold, it's much colder inside the building. So I'll let it warm up a little bit here before I do that. I'm trying to look and see, I can't remember, and I tried going back on the videos, but I don't know what video it was. I remember I had to replace one of these, and I don't see why I would not have replaced all four at the same time. So, and I do think they're all the same. So maybe if that's the case, all they're going to need is to be cleaned up. You want to get out and get some fresh air? It's already up to 40 degrees. I might as well let them out. So I might do the P.O. box in this video, or I might do a separate video. I'm not real sure. If I do a separate video, I don't know if I'll do it this week or next week, but I got one letter, and if you remember last time when I had the P.O. box video, somebody had sent me a manual for the Farmall and a sediment bowl for underneath the gas tank, but there was no name of who sent it. So anyway, I got a letter from the person that sent it, and it says, "I'm the one who sent you the owner's manual for your M Farmall. I'm a retired Navy parachute rigger who was an Iowa farmer before I went into the Navy. I don't care if you use my name. My dad had a B Farmall and several F-20s. After Dad died in 1966, my mother bought a 1953 Super M, and I've owned a Super MTA, so I know a little bit about M's. The old timers would remove one spark plug while the tractor was running to cause the spark to jump from the wire to the plug, which would cause a hotter spark at the gap of the plug. This would burn off the oil on the spark plug so you wouldn't have to remove the plug and clean it. But with the hotter spark of today, be careful so I don't get a jolt." I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, it's stuff like that people nobody knows about, or if it's not told here, the little tricks that they had, like when they were out in the field, if it started to miss or whatever, that would be a quick way to get it running smooth again. He said, "I didn't see a screen in your sediment bowl assembly when you worked on the flow problem. That's why I sent you the new assembly. When they would put corn pickers on the M, they would use a metal bowl." Now, because this one comes with a glass bowl, I don't know why they used a metal bowl. That's really interesting to me, and I would like to know more about that. Like, what was the reason? Yeah, what was the reason for that? If you read your manual, it warns you about not to over-grease the water pump. Kenny K, which is Kenny Kizzle, which I talked about in previous videos when I first got the tractor, he knows everything about tractors. So if I remember, I'll put a link to his channel in the description so people can go over there and see all about it. I mean, he knows a lot. He said, "It is right that most farmers don't grease the water pump on a regular basis. I used my Super MTA all year long, so I would put plugs and points in every fall before he put the corn picker on," and it says, "and plug in the spring," so probably plugs in the spring. One other thing I thought you should remember is that the pressure relief valve is built into the cross two-valve unit. So if you hold the 3-point hitch lever too long, the valve bypasses the oil pressure. But I'm not sure about the 2 Charlin valve assembly for that loader. The live hydraulic didn't come out until 1953 on the Super M, so it was put on after your M was in the farm. And the pressure relief valve was built into the belly pump assembly. I guess I've rambled on long enough for this letter. My name is Thomas S. Naus. P.S. Someone was mowing with your M and hit something with the rotary mower, which caused the overrunning clutch shaft to be twisted. If you guys remember last year, I had to pull that off. And then he wrote some stuff on the bottom here that is more personal that I'll just leave out. But anyway, that was pretty neat. I never thought about it. I wonder how that works with doing the spark plug, because this would have originally been a 6-volt and now it's been switched to a 12-volt system. So I'm not really sure how that would work. But anyway, I wanted to thank Thomas for sending the stuff for the tractor. I believe Melissa went to the post office yesterday. There's a couple more things for the tractor. One of them is a rubber, like a boot that goes, I think, on the bottom of the shifter. And then there's another piece that I have no clue what it is, so I need to look at that a little closer. I just looked at it when we were in the parking lot, and I haven't looked at it since I got home here. I see the riding lawnmower needs some air in the front tires. I wonder if it'll start. This up. Definitely hasn't been started for a while. So here are the parts that Thomas sent. This is the plastic thing that can go on the bottom of the shifter. I imagine this, because it has like a little metal one already, so this must go over all of that. But this piece here, and I haven't looked into what this is. So looking at the order here, this is an engine dipstick conversion, which, after I think about it, it really sucks on that tractor. I mean, it's what you do, but to check the oil on it, the engine oil, you have to go underneath, and on the oil pan on the side, there's 2 little petcocks that you can open. If you open the bottom one and nothing comes out, you're really low, and then the upper one you open, almost like it is when you're in a gearbox or something, and then when it runs out, it's full. Well, I'm not sure where this goes, but this is a dipstick conversion, so this will fit down in here. This little O-ring will have to slide up onto the, like that. This will go in like this, and you screw it in there, and then I'll be able to check the oil, because in the winter, if it's 10 below zero outside and I'm plowing and I need to check the oil because that tractor eats oil almost as fast as gas, the oil is so thick until the tractor runs and everything, to try to check it, you can open that up and it's probably not going to run out anyway. So I'll have to find out where this goes, and this is going to be nice, and I can just undo this, and if you look on here, it says if it's low or if it's full. So this is really going to be neat. I need to figure out where that goes now. I was just looking through here because I've ordered parts from Steiner Tractor a couple of times, and usually you'll get these things, and I didn't see in there, but they are. They're like a, almost like a Tootsie Roll, but they're called a cowtail. Yay. Melissa is in the shower right now, and I don't know, the last couple of weeks I bought a bunch of canned vegetables. We seem to run out of them all the time up here, and I'm always adding a vegetable to the meal, as you guys know. And so I bought a bunch, but we have no, this kitchen is too small. There's really no place to put them. I don't want to put them downstairs because I want to be able to access them whenever I want. So I waited until we had a box, and I'm just going to get them in here so it's not such a mess. Slide that right there until Melissa says, get that box out of here. Melissa has a couple of things she's going to be cooking today. I think one of them is red beans and rice. And then she was talking about she makes this really good pork chops in some sort of an onion gravy. It's really good. So I think she might cook that too. But since she's not a morning person really like I am, I'm going to run up and get pizza for lunch because it's not going to be ready. Well, I finally made it out here. I've just been inside, just tired today. It's been a long week. And now we're at that time of the winter when it's warm enough so you want springtime, summertime stuff to do, and there's too much snow to do anything, so you're sick of winter and you're excited for summer, and you're kind of stuck between the two, not a whole lot to do. Well, she's definitely black, but it's not super bad. A little bit gummed up though. I'm not sure how good you can see that. I mean, you can see the gap is still there, but it is definitely corroded. I think maybe later this year or whatever, I think I'll put a new set of plug wires on here. These look like they've been on there for quite a while. I mean, they don't look bad, but can't cost much for 4 plug wires. Let's check out this second one. Not sure how well you can see that, but this one is really corroded. Right there, even the whole gap is closed. Now maybe there's a tiny bit of one. That one doesn't look as bad as the last one, but it still is gunked up. See if you can see that one again at this base over here. It gets gunked up. The gap is still there though. One more to go. Oh, that one is corroded. I mean, not as bad as some of the other ones, but still doesn't look brand new. You can see once I get it cleaned up, they look a lot better. I still think I'm going to buy new plugs for it just to have them here, but that looks pretty good. Well, let's fire it up. We should be able to tell right away if it's running smoother or not. She seems to purr like a kitten again. That's all I needed. It's weird getting used to working on one of these because they're so simple to work on, and nowadays with machinery and cars and everything, you get a little bit of a sputter and it's like, oh no, now what? And with these here, you have to train yourself to think back to, you know, it needs gas, it needs air, it needs spark, it should go. It's just kind of a treat to work on something like this. Now that I have that tractor manual, I think I'll look up and I'll order a new oil filter for it because I never changed that out. Get that taken care of before the dusty season comes here. And then we'll just go through it and probably grease it again and get it ready for summer. I don't know, Ronnie, it's an awfully nice day to be sitting in a cooler, even if it's heated. Look at all of the yard that's starting to show. Very nice. Those chickens still don't go much farther than that front porch, but I bet you they're happy to make it that far. All the snow finally came off the roof. Melissa is just starting to cook up some red beans and rice. Are you being good dogs? Huh? Are you? Are you? We even got to open up a window today. You guys getting ready for bed? Well, Joni and I just came out here to the workshop for a couple minutes to, I just brought a couple of things out here. Chunk was going to come out here and we were all walking out because Melissa had put the cats away so that the dogs can run around, and Chunk's been doing super good with the cats. Well, anyway, until now. And Beauty was out and he tried to attack her. And so she immediately put him in the kennel and reamed him a new one, and he couldn't come out right now. So Joni was sniffing those chairs like crazy when she first got up there. It's like, what's been in my chair? They're a mess. Right, Joni, huh? Last week when I left and headed back south, I had totally forgot to shut this up. Melissa come out here a couple of days later because, you know, she checks the chickens every 2 days. And the doors were wide open and everything, and at least nothing got in here and killed them. Looks like we got 3 eggs today. Melissa has the water right now boiling for the rice. The whole red beans and all the sausage and the smoked pork necks. They are looking awesome. It smells really good in the house. Your water is boiling pretty hard. Well, I'm just in there talking with Melissa right now. We were going to watch Svengoolie, but when we put it on that channel, sports is on, so we don't watch sports. So anyway, I edited a video that's uploading to Joe and Zach Survivor right now because my dad goes in for his big checkup after brain surgery here, and we're going to find out a lot on Monday. Okay everyone, it's about 10:40 at night. The dogs have been let out for the last time. It's time for bed. Good morning everybody. It's just about 6:45, first day of daylight savings, and it's already 38 degrees. have a little bit of room in the garbage can, so I thought I'll get rid of some of this stuff this week. I have to leave room for one more bag of garbage. There'll be one. I always take the garbage out right before I leave. Well, that's about all I'm going to get in there. One of Melissa's big pet peeves is she hates it when the garbage can is over the top. For me, I'll stack it up this high, but you learn to just pick your battles. It's not a really big deal to me. This door has been having a really hard time latching. I think that things have moved because this time of year, that's when it happens. And I need to get this so it latches, otherwise it drives me crazy. Oh, it latches again. I had to adjust that latch down. So that's good. Melissa just finished making cornbread to go with our red beans and rice, and it is lunchtime. You guys want to get outside? I decided I'll just stay here today, and then I'm just going to leave early in the morning, so I thought I might as well let the chickens out because it's a beautiful day out here. Well, I decided to come out here and take a peek at this to see how exactly this would work. It just seems like so much thread when you know that that oil pan is not going to be all that thick, but it looks like there's a lot of thread on that too. So this would go in its place, and then this must shoot down far enough to, I suppose, reach this level. I really need to try to find a new bucket for this tractor. This one is so beat up and bent up, and I mean it works, but I bet you can get a bucket for fairly cheap. Now let's see if I can track down a vice grip and some plumber's tape and see if we can get that piece put in there. I'm actually surprised at how thick the metal is on that. They probably have like a nut that's welded behind this, but I was thinking it was just going to be thin wall, and how is that ever going to seal? But it's made quite strong. So that is the piece that I took out of there. And this is the piece that I'm going to put in there. Looks like the threads are all right. I'll get some plumbing tape on that and I'll get it screwed in there. Looks like she's right at the bottom with oil. I brought some out here anyway, I knew it was getting low. Yep, it's full. That is going to be really nice. I mean, how hard is it to open this one or open this one? But it's so nice, you know, I guess because today is age the way it is, to look at it and see exactly where you are on the dipstick. When you look on the floor here, now it's been in here for what? Probably almost a month since we put it in here, 3 weeks, a month. And you can see that there's some oil leaks, which you know there's going to be oil leaks in a 1947 tractor. But it's not too bad. If you times that by 12, it doesn't lose a whole lot of fluid during the year. Looks like the majority of it comes from right there. Something to do with the hydraulics. Somebody will let me know in comments what that is. I bet you that could be cleaned up and tightened up and I would even lose less fluids. I'm going to wait on replacing the sediment bowl until it runs out of gas. Right now I just checked there's about 1.5 inches of gas in the tank. So I'll leave that in there, and then plus I can drive it outside and do that once it gets dried out. So if anything leaks, it's not going to get on the floor of the garage here. I was going to go ahead and put this on the shifter, but when I turn the knob here, you can see the dust that comes out. I think once the knob comes off, it might not want to go back on. So it just seems to sit there and spin. So I think I'm just going to wait for now. Smells good, that's for sure. That's a lot of onions.
The onion gravy, good.
That almost looks like rain clouds coming. When I was looking for my plumbing tape, when you're in the kitchen and then you go through the door that gets you down the basement, there's not much room in there, but I've got buckets with plumbing stuff in there, all different kind of, you know, elbows and stuff, and then one that's electric, and I got one that's kind of a mix. And I thought I might as well grab the electric stuff and put it out where the electric stuff is supposed to go. So here we are. Let's see, no ones. I know every time I go in here, somebody comments about this post office box thingy, and when I bought the Oh, the bandsaw, which isn't even at this workshop yet. It's in at the Hobby Farmhouse. I had to go to Wisconsin to get it. It took me about an hour and a half drive, and the blades and everything he had in this thing. I thought it was probably like an antique or something. But then when I was at the post office about a week ago, and she brought out the packages, I seen one that was bigger than this that was sitting in the back, so they must still use them. So next time I remember, which might take me a while, I'm going to bring that back to them, and because I mean I don't need it. It just came with that thing. It works good for that though. There we go, we got everything put away, and we have a bucket for the workshop now. Right here, it has to be painted, but it doesn't do me any good to paint it in the wintertime because you know it's going to have to be 50 degrees or more in here for the paint to dry. And right now it's 51 outside, but it's only 43 in here, so I would have to keep the heat going. Much easier for me just to wait until it's warm outside, and then I'll come in here and paint the door. Earlier today when I was out here, this was just a puddle of water right here, and they've got this drain thing in the center here. I mean, the soil is super sandy here, almost like beach sand. So it must have, frost must be out below there a ways because all that water had to drain somewhere. How is it coming along?
Good.
All the pork chops are in there now?
Yep.
Well, since it's Sunday afternoon, I had better start editing some videos. One video is edited and rendering right now. After this one, what's the next one I gotta do?
Cornbread.
Cornbread.
And then pecan bars.
Oh, pecan bars, yeah. Keto pecan bars. She just gave me a taste. They're pretty good. And what is this? This is the...
Pork chops, smothered pork chops and onion gravy.
Oh, sounds good. I fogged up my ends. I want to make sure and get the garbage can down tonight. Tomorrow morning I'm going to have to leave early because I've got to get down to my folks, their place, pick them up and get them in, my dad into the hospital for all of his tests tomorrow. I'm not sure if I talked about that already, but he has his big checkup after his brain surgery tomorrow, so I'm not going to want to be bringing the garbage can down. Okay everyone, it's about 10:30 at night. I'm just letting the dogs out for the last time. It's just about time to head to bed. Tomorrow's going to be a very busy day. I will see everyone bright and early in the morning. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. It's time for me to head south. I will see you guys on the next video.